Good day, everyone. Welcome to our lesson. Okay, this is another subject for this semester, which is the systems thinking. Okay, this is quite an interesting subject because we're going to analyze, we're going to evaluate the existing system that we are experiencing or we are having right now, and even some business systems. So, and then we are going to practice our critical thinking on how paano ba nagiging effective itong system na ito or not para sa isang organization. So, but before anything else, of course, let's know first what is systems thinking. So, at the end of this lesson, I am expecting that you would be able to define what systems thinking is, explain the importance of systems thinking, especially in an organization, and identify characteristics of systems in terms of purpose and function. So with that, let's start our discussion. So first, let's define what is a system. Okay, so system is any group of interacting, interrelated, or interdependent parts that form a complex and unified whole that has a specific purpose. Okay, again, let's divide this definition of system. Okay, this is interacting. It means they are interrelated or interdependent. It means they need each other. Okay, bawat parte ng isang system ay nakakaapekto sa isa pa. Okay, without interdependencies, okay, we just have collection of parts. Okay, it's just merely a collection and not a system. Okay, yung component ng system can be best exemplified. For example, um, it could be a physical or it could be physical objects that you can touch. And for example, sa isang kotse, ayan, you can touch the steering wheel, yung bintana, okay, yung chair niyan, driver seat. So yun, so that those are the physical aspect of that. Okay, but some components also of the system can also be intangible. For example, such as the processes, ayan, relationships, in the company itself, ayan, yung company policies, ayan, you can read it, okay, kung nakalagay yon, but solely, it is quite intangible in such a way that it's parang hindi mo siya nahahawakan. Okay? So yun, information flows, interpersonal interactions, and internal states of mind such as feelings, values, and beliefs. So ito ang inclusion ng isang sistema. So now, for example, let's look at this. And this is an example of a system. For example, this is an organizational setting wherein si R&D or Research and Development Group, okay, is a system. Okay? Tingnan muna natin tong R&D. Si R&D, okay, it's a system composed of people. Okay, people, those are the physical objects or physical, nakikita mo siya, tangible. Okay, processes, you cannot see the processes that the R&D department or the research and development team are doing. Okay, and the equipment. So kung ang equipment nila, for example, they have machines, they have gadgets, that those are intangible. But the processes na kinabibilangan nung equipment na iyon, we cannot see it. That's intangible. Okay, now si R&D, okay, this is already a system. Okay, it's made up of people, processes, and equipment. Now, ang gagawin or ang purpose ni R&D, okay, di ba, we already discussed a while ago that system has its purpose, okay, is to, for example, they have to create new products para i-manufacture ni production system, okay, at ibenta ni sales. Okay? Now, si R&D group, okay, is they interact with each other. Okay? For example, si people, yung mga tao doon, dapat nag-interact with the equipments. And yung equipments doon, dapat they should have their own processes. Si people, nag-interact din sa process. Okay? Now, so, thus, we can call them interdependent to each other. Okay? It's already a system. In turn, ayan, si R&D naman, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, si R&D, it's interacting with other interdependent system within the company, which is the production, and which are the salespeople. Okay, now A system such as the R&T group, okay, they always have a specific purpose na nakakontain sila sa isa pang mas malaking system, which is the entire organization or the company. Okay, we call this interdependent systems within interdependent systems. Si R&D, naka-under siya or nakapaloob siya, may sistema siyang sarili, pero nakapaloob siya sa sistema ng isang buong company. Si sales, it goes the same, and even the production. So, okay, so that's an example of a system, especially in the company. Another example ng system para mas maintindihan natin is the human body. Okay? So, kung naalala nyo, yung mga um, classes natin nung elementary and high school, di ba? Mga digestive system, nervous, circulatory, skeletal, muscular, endocrine system. So our body is itself a system. Okay? It is composed of different subsystems. Okay? So within it, for example, sa circulatory system, nagde-deliver siya ng oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and antibodies na pinoproduce ng ibang system. Okay? Tapos it carries waste naman to the excretory system. So, di ba, they are interrelated and they are interdependent kahit na magkakabukod sila. Meron silang subsystem. Okay, so si circulatory system per se is made up of the heart. Okay, those are the tangible parts. Heart, veins, arteries, blood, and a host of supporting elements. At yung mga intangible naman, which are the processes, okay, na ginagawa ng bawat parts na yon. Okay, now, lahat ng components na yon, if you are going to look at our human anatomy, all of these components, they are interacting, okay, to carry out their primary purpose within a larger system, okay, which is our entire body. Okay, so if we're going to look at it, balikan natin si company, 'di ba? They are interdepending on each other. Same with our body. If we're going to look at it, this is a fascinating point about systems. We can think sometimes that we can conclude that systems, these are merong mga subsystems and may sub-subsystems pa. So there are small systems which is connected, different small systems which is connected in a colossal network, or yung within a larger, or yun yung pinakamalaking system in which everything is connected. Okay, in our situation, or in our human body, it is our anatomy, or it is our body itself. Okay, now, for example, ayan, sa company, syempre, di ba, si R&D, interdependent kay production and kay sales. They are all part of a large system which is interdependent with si company, interdependent din siya to a more larger system, or to a larger system pa, which is the industry as a whole. For example, in this, halimbawa, in this company, halimbawa, ito ay textile company. So, nagtatahi sila, o kaya nag-supplier sila ng mga tela, ganyan. So, ang interconnected si company to the textile industry itself. In addition, si industry naman, si textile industry naman, interdependent naman sa isa pang larger system, which is the economy. Okay, and so on and so forth. So the more we widen our view in this way, the more we will see that everything, okay, even from the microscopic subatomic particle in the universe, is intertwined. Ibig sabihin, we are all connected to each other. So yun, so that's the primary purpose, or the primary concept of a system. For next topic, let's discuss the two types of system. Okay, first we have the natural systems. Okay, what is this? Okay, from the word natural or nature. It consists of an enormous number and intricacy of components and interaction among those components. Okay, it could be, an example ng natural systems are living beings body, ayan yung katawan natin, human societies, ecosystem, such as forest. So yun, so it's a natural system. They also have an infinite number of connections to all the systems around them. So we are, di ba, yung ecosystem, these are merong interdependencies to each other. Pag merong isang nawala dyan, hindi na balanced yung ecosystems. Yun yung sinasabi nila. So yun, so that's how natural system is, even in our body. Halimbawa, naoperahan ka, meron tinanggal sa'yo, hindi na rin that's where meron ka rin ibang may experience. Like for example, tinanggal yung um, halimbawa, merong tinanggal na isang organ mo, so yan ba, yung kidney, nag-donate ka, ganyan. So, pwedeng maapektuhan na yan or malaki na rin yung effect niyan. Hindi na kasi balance yung body system mo, kaya mas kailangan mong mag-ingat. So, yan, so those are natural systems. Whereas, ayan, yung pangalawa naman are human-made systems. So, most of the time, these includes the non-living systems, yung mga non-living things, di ba? They are not as intricately linked to the systems around them compared to the natural systems. For example, kapag yung kotse mo nasira, ayan, di ba, the car itself is a human-made system. Tayo yung may gawa niyan. But pag nasira yan, the impact of that is not nearly as far-reaching. Hindi naman maapektuhan yan ng car industry. Diba? Hindi naman yan hindi naman din natin, pwedeng tayo, yung family mo, ikaw, maapektuhan yan. Pero it's not as yung effect niya is sobrang laki unlike the natural system. So when we put it in another way, si human-made non-living systems are more self-contained, ayan, they are more self-sufficient, ayan, than the natural systems, which we can consider as more open in their connections to surrounding systems. So si natural systems, mas marami siyang maapektuhan basta you are surrounded or mas marami siyang pag may nangyari dyan na hindi natin ina-expect, ayan, mas malaki yung magiging effect niya, not just on the entire system, but the interdependent system pa, larger system pa, na nakasurround doon. So, those are the two types of system. Number one is natural systems, and number two, human-made systems. Now, let's think, ayan, you can write it down on the comment section. What are the natural systems that you are in right now? Okay, what are those? Okay, it could be the economy or whatever ecosystem or whatever environment you are in. Second is, what are the human-made systems, okay, that you are in right now? Okay, just write it down on the comment section. So let's just parang evaluate lang natin na okay, when I wake up in the morning, I am nasa system na pala ako, 'di ba? So parang yung system is part of our daily lives. Okay, just for us to appreciate that. Okay, next is okay, let's proceed to the characteristics of system. Now, okay, the first one is all parts must be present. Okay, lahat daw ng components ng isang system must be present for a system to carry out its purpose optimally. Alam natin that all systems have their purpose. Okay, pero para ma-serve mo daw yung purpose na yun, dapat lahat ay present, lahat ay functioning well. Okay, if you can take components away, okay, tinanggal mo yung isang component ng isang system from something na tapos hindi naman naapektuhan yung functioning and yung relationship, hindi ito isang sistema. This is just a collection. Okay, later we will discuss the difference or i-evaluate natin yung mga bagay-bagay and let's see if this is just a collection or a system. Okay, good example nito, ayan, okay, is a bowl of nuts or mixed nuts, mga mani. Now, kapag dito sa bowl of mixed nuts na to, kinain ko ang cashew. Ayan, kinain ko yung lahat ng kasoy kasi favorite ko yan. Ayan, tanggalin ko siya lahat. It's still a bowl of nuts. Gets ba? So yun, so matatawag pa rin natin siya na bowl of nuts. For that reason, si bowl of nuts is not a system. This is just a collection. For example naman, nagdagdag naman ako, sige, bibigay ko to sa kuya ko, and then yung kuya ko mahilig siya sa pistachio tsaka sa almonds. Okay, dinagdagan ko yan. I cannot say, hindi siya maiiba. Okay, nadagdagan yung components siya, pero it's still a bowl of nuts. That's just a collection. Okay, on the other hand, for example naman, yan, nasa R&D department ulit tayo. Kapag etong, halimbawa si head, nag-assign tayo ng bagong task sa kanya, o kaya naman, i-redefine natin yung job description, o kaya tinanggal natin yung isa dyan, o kaya halimbawa yung nagko-conduct ng mga surveys and questionnaires, tinanggal natin siya, it will probably affect the group's functioning and their relationship to each other, which is whether for better or for worse. Okay, thus, si R&D group is not just a collection of people, hindi lang siya collection ng equipments and processes, it is already a system. Okay, so I hope every one of us can understand that characteristic of a system. Again, all parts must be present. Okay, isipin nyo na, kapag meron sa isang sistema na hindi nagfa-function well, halimbawa sa katawan mo, hindi nagfa-function yung kidney mo, the whole human body will not carry its function or its purpose optimally. So yun. So that's the first characteristic. Next characteristic of system, and we have number 2, a system's parts must be organized in a precise way for the system to carry out its purpose. Okay? Kailangan in order. Okay? Kailangan tama yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Okay, why? For example, halimbawa yung mata mo napunta sa braso mo, 'di ba? The system will not carry out its purpose anymore. Okay? If the components of a collection, halimbawa naman kung collection naman, compare natin, nasa random order siya. Okay? Halimbawa yung nuts, okay? Yung mga nuts, nilagay ko yung cashew sa ilalim. It's still a bowl of nuts. Okay? It doesn't affect anything. For example, sa isang toolbox, um, nandyan may screwdriver, whatever, kung ano-ano pang nandyan na tools, okay, may mga tornilyo. Kapag yung mga screwdrivers ay nasa ibabaw ng box, we can still call it as a toolbox, okay? Kasi that's just a collection. Conversely, ayan, halimbawa naman sa company, okay, it's already a system. Imagine what would happen if the parts shifted around randomly. For example, yung mga accounting specialists, all of a sudden, nilagay mo sa production line. Sila yung mag-ooperate ng makina. Okay? So, your your system will not carry out. Di na kayo makakagawa ng ano nyo, ng products nyo. Okay? For example naman, si production specialist naman, they decided to write a marketing copy. So, sila naman ang nagbenta, di ba? It could pwedeng mag-function siya for a certain period of time, pero mahihirapan yung company itself. Okay, inevitably, yung iba, yung iba naman, nag-change talaga sila ng trabaho nila within their company. Nonetheless, okay, only after training and much transition time. Hindi ito bigla-bigla, okay, bukas dito ka na sa department na to. Meron talaga siyang transition. Tinatrain muna siya para sa bagong job na gagawin niya. Okay? But, in fact, ayan, most companies function best when people are working in jobs that match their skills and their experience also. And when the staff is organized according to a specific plan. Imagine that, 'di ba? So, kung nagtatrabaho ka na, you can evaluate the system of your company. Kapag kabay-ba yung mga tao is they are nagma-match ba yung skills and experience nila doon sa trabahong ginagawa nila, just try to evaluate, mas mabilis ba siyang magtrabaho, mas marami ba siyang nagagawa compare doon sa mga tao na hindi talaga match, okay, hindi match yung career nila doon sa or yung skills na meron sila, not just the course but the skills that they have doon sa trabaho na ginagawa nila. Okay, third one is systems have specific purposes within larger systems. Ito na yung kaninang dinidiscuss din natin, di ba? Parang may isang malaking system, tapos may subsystem, tapos may sub-subsystem pa. Now, ikaw, halimbawa, nasa R&D ako. Ako yung head ng R&D. So, I can look or pwede ko i-foresee na yung department ko is a big system. Tapos, yung mga staff ko, igagawin ko sila into groups. Ito yung mga magko-conduct ng research online. Ito yung magko-conduct ng research offline. They have I can foresee that as the subsystem of my bigger system. Tapos, kapag nakipag-connect ako within the other departments in the company, I can see my department as a subsystem. Tapos, yung na kami ay naka-contain sa isang larger system which is the company. So, yun. So, ganun siya. So, connect siya. Okay? So, because yun nga, lahat ng each system, yung system ng company, system ng R&D, may kanya-kanya yung purpose. Okay? Pero, ayan, we can say that each is a separate entity. Okay? Meron siyang sariling system that holds it together. Okay? But, kung isa kayong bigger system na interrelated, dapat interrelated din yung purpose na meron kayo. So, with that, okay, we cannot force two or more systems together, ayan, and get a new single larger system. 'Di ba? We cannot subdivide a system, ayan, uh, and then we will end up with two smaller identical functioning system. So, as the saying goes, ganito siya para mas maintindihan natin. Kapag yung, halimbawa, yung aso, ayan, dinivide natin into two, we will not end up with having two smaller dogs. Gets nyo ba? Kasi the dog itself um, is already a system, okay? But if we put two small dogs together, okay, we do not have a new single and then larger dog. Hindi siya ganon. So we can what do you call it? But somehow, okay, somehow kung maraming dogs yan na maliliit, ganyan, we can end up with a new system known as a school of dogs, di ba? Ganyan, or group of dogs. So yun, pero we cannot just, sobrang complicated ni system, we cannot just divide it, or we cannot just form a new system without affecting the other interdependent system doon sa sistema na yon. Okay? Number 4, systems provide for their stability through fluctuations and adjustments. Kapag iniwan natin dyan yung isang sistema, alam mo, yung company, ikaw yung owner, tapos meron ng sistema yung production, meron ng magandang sistema yung R&D and the marketing and the sales, they manage their own, okay, to maintain their stability kung maganda yung sistema na meron sila. Sa isang organization, it surely does its best to maintain kung ano, halimbawa, nag-meeting ang mga shareholders, nag-meeting ang executive department, sinabi na, dapat ganito yung designated profit margin natin. Okay? Si marketing, okay, they will do their best para ma-maintain ito. Si production, they will do their best para ma-produce yung mga products na kailangan para ma-achieve itong profit margin na to. So, it's the same with our body. So, if we examine, ayan, yung body natin, for example, every 5 minutes, nagte-thermometer ka. Ayan. Tapos, halimbawa ngayon 37, minsan 37.2, ganyan. Unless na lang may fever ka, 'di ba? Hindi okay yung system ng katawan mo. Okay? Pero kung okay naman yung system ng katawan mo kapag ka chinek mo yung temperature mo, it's stable. Okay? There's just a fluctuating line, but nonetheless, it holds steady overall. Stable yung katawan mo. Unless, ayan, ano na lang ha, unless na lang kapag meron kang sakit. So yun dun lang naman siya nagkakaroon ng hindi maayos yung system ng katawan mo. For the fifth and the last characteristics of a system, number 5 is systems have feedback. Okay, what is a feedback, ma'am? It is the transmission and return of information. So, a good example is, ayan, say feedback muna, it provides information to the system that lets it know how it is doing relative to some desired state or dun sa purpose. For example, may UTI ka. Okay? And then, alam mo naman na may UTI ka. Kunwari, na-diagnose ka na before, ganyan. And then, dahil at some point in your life, hindi naman umaatake. So, tsaka minsan lang naman. And then, ngayon, kumain ka ng something salty, nanood kayo ng sine, kumain ka ng popcorn na maraming cheese, tapos uminom ka ng soft drinks. Now, you will receive feedback or reaction from your body system. It's the same with people who has allergies. For example, may allergy ka sa hipon, tapos hindi mo pa alam na meron ka palang allergy, tapos kumain ka. Ngayon, nag-react yung katawan mo, nagkaroon ka ng pantal. So ngayon, that's a feedback na na-receive ng katawan mo dahil kumbaga parang hindi siya tinanggap ng body system mo dahil nga allergic ka dyan. So, you will receive feedback. Ngayon, malalaman na, ganito pala, hindi pala ako pwedeng kumain ng hipon or anything. May UTI pala ako, so hindi pala ako pwede ng mga salty or something. So, yun. So that is already a feedback. For example, sa Jollibee, 'di ba, if minsan meron pupunta sa inyo dati nung wala pang pandemic, 'di ba, may mga pumupunta, "Ma'am, baka gusto niyo pong magsagot ng survey namin. Ayan, um, ah, we just want to get your feedback about sa food na kinain mo." 'Di ba, nandun pa nga minsan nakalagay tuwing kailan ka kumakain sa Jollibee, twice a week ba, ganyan, twice a month, gano'n. Tapos ano yung in-order mo, sino yung nag-aya sa'yo, mga ganon. So, yun. So, they do that, okay, they want to receive feedback from the client to maintain their stability. Okay, si system, nagsisend siya ng feedback or nag-receive siya ng feedback para i-improve yung sarili niya. Okay, that's a system. Now, in some systems, ayan, or a system has a feedback between itself, sa sarili niyang, alimbawa si R&D, meron siyang feedback, marireceive na feedback within their R&D system and external system, the production, the sales, and the whole company, yung system na nakasurround sa kanila. In some systems, yung feedback and the adjustment processes transpire so quickly. So, mabilis lang, nare-receive mo agad yung feedback. For example, si UTI, kumain ka lang, na-receive mo agad yung feedback na sumakit yung katawan mo, ganyan, sumakit yung part ng sa bato mo, and then, alam mo na agad, na marireceive mo na agad. Pero sometimes it may take some time before the feedback is returned. So an observer would have difficulty in identifying the action that prompted the feedback. For example, nagpaaraw ka na ng paaraw ngayon dahil nga sira na daw yung ozone layer natin. So nagpaaraw ka ng nagpaaraw. And then, di mo pa naman siya na-experience ngayon, pero nagkaroon ka ng skin problem at the age of 40. Ngayon, dahil sa sobrang dami ng nangyari at sobrang tagal na ng panahon na yon, hindi mo na naalala na nagpainit ka pa na nagpainit when you were still young, hindi mo na na-distinguish yung connection nila. Okay, so it's the same, ganun din sa body system natin. Nagpuyat ka ng nagpuyat, ganyan. Tapos, at the age of, halimbawa, 30, 40, nagkaroon ka ng sakit. Tapos, hindi mo alam na connected pala yon doon sa connected pala yung ginawa mo 10 or 20 years ago doon sa situation na where you are in right now. Okay. So yun. So that's a another or characteristic of a system lalo na sa feedback. Second one is a feedback is not automatically transmitted and returned through the same system component or even through the same system. Minsan hindi siya natatransmit agad or hindi siya bumabalik agad within the system. Minsan lalabas pa siya sa ibang system. Halimbawa, si blood, okay, so nasa circulatory system siya. Tapos syempre magsusupply siya ng oxygen, magsusupply siya ng lahat ng kailangan natin sa brain, sa nervous system. Okay, so si blood pupunta sa nervous system, ganyan. Tapos, so yun. So that's already the point here, okay, it is not automatically transmitted. Hindi siya agad bumabalik in the same system component. Minsan sa ibang component siya or even in the same system. For example, another illustration, for example, sa isang company, ngayong pandemic, di ba? So we suffered financially. Ngayon, ginawa ng company na to, nag-lay off ng 10% ng workforce nila. So, natanggalan ng trabaho. Now, within that quarter, so, dahil nag-lay off kayo, nakita nyo na, nag-improve yung financial bottom line natin. Okay, now, so we can think, halimbawa, nasa upper management ka, minsan may isip mo tuloy ngayon na, pag nag-lay off pala tayo, this is one of the reliable way to picture or to improve our financial picture in the future. Now, let's assume na survive niya yung layoff. Paano naman natin may explain sa state of mind ng colleagues or ng mga empleyado mo that they are still secured in their job? Pwede nang maisip nila, nag-lay off na nga sa amin, dami na nga natanggal. Buti nga hindi ako natanggal. Pero, makakabahan na yan kasi pag nangyari ulit yun, pagka hindi ulit kayo nakasurvive sa financial crisis na to, it can result na ma-lay off din sila. So, hindi na sila secured with their jobs. Now, it could happen, pwedeng related ito sa hindi na sila productive, diba? Tatamarin na sila, they will work late, they will leave early, they will care less and less about the quality of the work that they are doing. Why? Kasi hindi na sila secured eh. Minsan yung mga nasa upper management, they will just think, yung mga empleyado natin, ganito sila mag-isip, they do not do their jobs very well, but we don't, di natin ina-assess yung system. Baka the system itself makes them like that, makes them unproductive, it makes them feel unsecured about the job that they have. Okay, that is why it is really important to think as kayo, future financial managers, alam nyo dapat that everything is interconnected. Every system is interconnected. So again, these are the characteristics of a system. First one is all parts must be present. Walang absent dapat. Walang hindi nagfa-function well para ma-serve nyo yung purpose nyo. A system's part must be organized in order. It has specific purposes within larger systems. It provides their own stability through fluctuations and adjustments, and it has feedback. Okay, that is the characteristics of a system. I hope you have a glimpse kahit papaano ng kung ano ba talaga ang isang sistema. And before we end, I just want to have a short game. Okay, so just write it down on the comment section. What is your opinion? Okay, this varies. Okay, magkakaiba naman tayo ng opinion based on your assumption on what is the purpose of this of the following. So just write it down on the comment section. What do you think it is? Is it a system or collection? First one is a bowl of fruit. Do you think this is a system or collection? Next, football team. Do you think it is a system or just a collection of people? Next, database of customer names. Do you think it is a system or collection? Tools in a toolbox. Do you think it is a system or collection? Community. Do you think this is a system or collection? Animals in the farm. So, do you think it's a system or collection? People living in a condominium, and marriage. So, do you think this is a system or collection? Last one is a school. Do you think it's a system or collection? Okay, so yun. And I will end this video first, so yun, but there will be a part 2. Okay, which is we will review systems thinking, and we will have more topics, okay, relating to systems thinking. What are the parts? Okay, ano bang bumubuo sa isang system? Okay, and many more. So yan. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next videos.